What's up, dude? So in today's video I wanted to explain to you guys how you can add another channel to your tube amplifier if it has an effects loop. So in this case I'm of course going to be using an HX STOMP, but you guys can use a HELIX, HELIX LT, the HX STOMP or any other modeler, but yeah, this is going to be more geared towards the HX or HELIX type of family of devices. So let's get straight into it, guys. But before we do that, please take a second to hit that little subscribe button down there. And while you're at it, please also go ahead and press the little bell icon next to it. It really helps out a ton when you guys do that. Check it out, dude. So what I've got right here is an amazing sounding AFD 100/ amplifier. It has some really awesome screaming sounding gain tones, but it doesn't do the cleaner stuff as nicely. So that's why I really want to get an extra channel from my HX device, and let's get straight into setting it up. So the first thing we're going to need is we're going to need to cable this puppy up. So I am going to use my trusty HX STOMP pedal board, but I will explain it kind of without any extra pedals and stuff in a diagram showed right now on the screen. So let's start by putting the cable from our guitar into the input of the HX STOMP or HELIX device. Then we're going to need an effects loop of the HX STOMP or the HX device of your choice. Okay, so the effects loop is basically with a send and a return. The send of that effects loop is going to go into the input of the amplifier, and the return of that effects loop is going to connect to the send of the amplifier. This basically allows the whole preamp of the amplifier to be captured in a loop and to be switched on and off. It's basically exactly like using a distortion pedal in front of a power amp, and you can add and subtract that distortion pedal. So that's what we're going to do. The final connection that you will need to make is the output of the HX STOMP going into the return of the effects loop of the Marshall. In most cases this is going to be enough of a connection, but in some cases you might encounter a really loud screaming noise, and in that case you will need a little box like this. You guys will be asking, well, why will this box solve all the problems? Well, your problem is basically that you're having a ground loop. A certain signal, the ground, is going to multiple places and it only needs to go to one place. So that's why you need to eliminate a few grounds. You're not going to kind of get rid of them, like cutting them, because that is going to be a little bit dangerous and it might not end up resolving all of the ground loops. But what you need to do is you need to use a device like this to isolate or lift the ground. And where you need to do that is basically the cable going to the input of the amplifier and the cable coming back from the amplifier's send into the return of your loop of your HX STOMP. The reason that I advise to do it like that is because when you disengage the whole preamp of your amplifier, you still have the original pad to ground and you're not going to have any problems with any kind of buzzing or screaming. So again, what you need to do is use this box. You have an input and an output for two channels. So the input is going to go here, and then from there into the input of the amp, and then from the amp's send you go back into the input of this guy and then out to your HX STOMP, and that is going to solve all those problems for you guys. So I hope that helps you a little bit. So you followed the video nicely along like a good boy. You plugged all the cables in like I told you. You made sure that you have that box if you have any screaming noises, but now you have a blank preset and you don't know how to get the sound going because you're faced with this. That's just the sound of your guitar going straight into a power amp and you don't really like that. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to engage the preamp of your amp again. And to do that, you're going to add a send and return. And in my case, I'm using the left effects loop for that, and then we'll get the nice tone of just going straight into the amp back. But if that doesn't work for you guys, you might want to check your effects loop. So in this case, I have a little switch on the front here to engage it. Make sure you have your effects loop engaged, otherwise you're also not going to have any sound. Okay, so we have that out of the way, and right now if we want to kind of switch between two amp modes, kind of add another channel, we simply put that guy off and we put another amp in there. So in my case, I really like an AC30 type of deal with a little bit of breakup, not too much. Again, this is going to be kind of a clean type of deal, but not really that clean. It needs to have a little bit of something going on, but not too much, and we'll have something like this. So if I really dig in, I get those nice kind of trompety kind of things. But when I back off or simply play a little lighter, I get the clean tones I want. And I really enjoy that sound. So the way that I would switch between a few things is either use the snapshots or you use the foot switches just simply. So the way you would do it with the foot switches is you press, you tactile hold one of the buttons and you then go to OK, and then you select the loop and you kind of do the same and press OK again. Now you need to make sure that one of the two is off so that you're switching between them. So right now I can switch between the really clean and the really distorted sounds with just a foot switch. Yeah, really great sounding stuff. Another way you could do that is basically use the first snapshot with this setup and then go to the second one and then disengage this one, engage the other one, and right now if you go between the snapshots you have effectively done the same deal. Now you can add your delays after the amps and your reverbs after the amps and add your distortions before, and you will get some great sounding tones. So yeah, guys, have a lot of fun with that, and I hope this video got you going with your tube amp and your HELIX device. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. So I hope you got something out of this video, and please let me know in the comment section down below if you found something that is and please let me know in the comment section down below if something helped you or if you have some other kind of tips and tricks for the rest of us dudes out there, and then I will see you for the next video, guys.